A bit about TheeDigital. We are a full-service digital agency with award-winning designers and award-winning designs. We do web design and development as well as marketing, so SEO, PPC, social media, and online marketing. My name is Tevan Alexander, and I am the lead project manager here. I work with our designers, developers, our PMs, and our clients to build the websites that we build. I've worked with dozens of businesses and organizations to build or improve their online presence over the past 5 years that I've been here. And I'm excited to share that knowledge with you here today. This webinar is for people who want a new website and they're looking at WordPress as an option, or those who want to update their current website but don't know how, or just people who want a refresher on WordPress. They've played with WordPress but don't know the details of it and just want to be reminded. The goals today are just to cover the basics to get you up to speed with WordPress and to answer your questions about it. First, what is WordPress? WordPress is a powerful content management system, or CMS, that makes it easy for you to manage and publish content to your website. A latest statistic is from a site called Built With, and it says WordPress powers 51% of the world's CMS-based websites, which is a ton of websites, given there are many of them. First, we're going to cover logging into WordPress. So at this point, I'm going to switch to the web browser, and we're going to look at a site called TheeDigital. And just bear with me one moment. Okay, so this is a website that has content on it. And if you're wanting to follow along at home, you can log into your website, or you can just watch and follow along that way. First, we're going to log into WordPress. And to do that, I'm going to actually log out because I'm currently logged into this website. I'm going to start from scratch. So we go to website.com. In this case, we're going to thedemo.com, but it could be your business domain name.com, whatever it is. And we need to get into WordPress to be able to edit anything on this website, whether it's the text we see across the middle, whether it's the menu at the top. We're going to log into WordPress. And to do that, an easy way to get there is just to add the character, the / and then admin. And that will take you to the login page in WordPress. Here we type in our username and our password. I have the password memorized here. Just type it in, and I'm going to log in. If your internet connection is slow, you might be waiting a few extra seconds. Please bear with us as this logs in. And in a few seconds, when it does log in, we'll see the WordPress dashboard. And it should still be logging in. I'm going to try clicking login again. There we are. And this is the WordPress dashboard. It provides an overview of what's on the website. And the first thing we're going to do is edit the homepage. And to get there, we're going to click on Pages on the left. And just by clicking on this, we're able to see all of the pages that are here. So just looking at this page, we have 2 drafts, which are works in progress and they're not public. But if someone is logged into WordPress, they can see them. And we see a number of other pages here. We're going to click on Home because that's our home page or the front page. And we have the option to change a number of fields here. So to make sure we're all looking at the same thing, I'm going to view the home page in a new window. And this is the home page. And if we want to change this text here, in the middle, where it says we offer the best health insurance, let's say for your business, let's say you're a florist and you want to say we offer the best floral arrangements, we can do that. So when editing this page, I'm going to go back to the tab that shows the place where we can edit the text that appears on the home page. And instead of the best health insurance, we want to say the best floral arrangements. We make the text update, and just like you would in Microsoft Word, you need to save it. So on the right side, we're going to click Update. And that is updating. Now it's updating. And when we go back to the home page, when we refresh this page or reload it, instead of it saying the best health insurance, it's going to say the best floral arrangements. And there it is. Now, your site might look a little different, but the concept still applies. We go to, just to recap what we've done so far, we logged into WordPress, we clicked on Pages, from there we're able to see all the pages. We went to the home page to edit it, and then we just changed the text. You have the ability to change images and to change more than just the heading. If you wanted the paragraph text or the descriptive text beneath the heading to change, you could change that too. If you want to add more slides, because this is a slideshow on the home page, in the instance of this specific site, we would just be able to scroll down, click Add Slide, and then choose images and text that we want to show for that slide. In this case, we could use the same slide, select it, and we can say we have monthly sales on our flower arrangements. So we're just changing the text. We're going to make this a heading, and then update the page. And refresh the home page, and then we'll see the last slide will have text on it. We're going to scroll ahead a couple of slides, and there it is. Your site might look different, but the principle still applies. You go to the page that you want to edit, and look for the section where you want to edit it, and then just replace the text or the imagery. Next step, we want to edit a subpage. So a subpage is any page that's not the home page. So if we click on About, and we scroll down, here it says About Our Insurance Company, and then it has a few bullet points here. What if we want to change this text? Since we're here and we're logged in, we see this gray bar at the top. And what's nice about this gray bar is from any page, we can just click Edit Page. And let's say we want About Our Insurance Company to say about our florist. So we look for where it says about our insurance company, and we change it to say about our florist. And let's say we want to make something a link. For example, if we want someone to contact us, how do we know that this is going to go to the right place? How do we create this link? Well, we're going to go to the site. I'm going to do it in another tab. And we want people to contact us, so we need to link to that page. So I'm going to navigate to the contact page. And let's say on every page of the site, we really want people to reach this page because that's a core reason we have the site in the first place. So people either call us or contact us. For people to reach this page, we can link to it by copying this link at the very top where it says thedemo.com/contact. We're going to copy it, which you can do with Control-C, or you can right-click and copy. And then you highlight the text of going back to edit the page that we're wanting to link to the contact page. We edit the text, highlight it, and this pop-up appears. We click Edit, and we're going to paste in the link that we want to see. And make sure to apply it, and then update the page. Now let's view the page. We should see two things. One is the heading changed from about our insurance company to about our florist. And it should just load right now on your screen. About our florist is here. So that was set up just as expected. And contact us. So when we click on this link, we should be taken to the contact page. I'm just hovering over it on this computer, and you should see contact us to use our template solution today. So I'm going to click on contact us, and what should happen is it goes right to the contact page. And it did. So I'm just going to recap that and then move on to the next slide. So the goal was to edit the About page, and we had two tasks. We wanted to update the heading from About Our Insurance Company to About Our Florist. And there's a section on the page where it's allowed for a custom page headline. And we changed that headline there. And we linked this page to the contact page to remind people that they can reach us using the site. All right. And as you have questions, you can even type them now, and we'll cover them at the end, or you can save them for the end, and we'll answer them then. Okay, next, adding images to pages. So on the right side of this page, about our florist page, we see a photo of the TheeDigital team and then a photo of a wall with plaques on it. How did we get these images here? Well, let's edit this page. When editing this page, we see this layout is pretty close to what it looks like on the website that the public sees, but it's not always the same. So let's start from scratch. I'm going to remove this image just by clicking on it and then clicking on the X. And let's say we want to add an image there. I'm going to click at the beginning of the sentence where it says, let your customers know all about you. And then I'm going to click Add Media because an image is just media. Now the goal is to add another image where the other one was. In this case, let's say we had the florist logo already uploaded to WordPress because we added it to another page 2 weeks ago. Then we would choose it from the media library. But let's say you're editing your site and you don't have all the images uploaded, you can click on the Upload Files tab and choose images from your computer. So that means if you are using stock photos or you hired a photographer to take photos of your team and your building and your business in action, you can have those files on your computer and then upload them to your website. It's a pretty straightforward process. In this case, we are going to use the TheeDigital logo, and we're going to put it on this page. So we select it by clicking on it, and then on the bottom right, there's a button that says Insert to Page. Now, when we click Insert into Page, there's a couple of things about this. This logo is a little big, and it's on the left, which in some cases you will want a photo on the left side. In this case, because we read left to right, and the more important content is the text, the logo can be on the right side. So to adjust this, I'm going to click on the logo, and there are these 3 buttons or 4 buttons on the left. We're going to align it right instead of align it left. And it automatically moves to the right side. That's good, but it's also a little big still. So I'm going to click the Edit icon, and there's a few options here, but the only one that matters right now is that we want the size to be a thumbnail. Even if you don't know what 150 by 150 or 300 by 300 means, it's okay, because thumbnail, you know, will be smaller and full size will probably be bigger. So in this case, we're just going to choose thumbnail and see what happens. And when we chose thumbnail, on the right side, the logo appeared smaller. So that's good. So we're going to update this. There's the logo. We updated what the logo looks like, but we haven't saved the page. To save the page, we go to the right side, click Update, and then we're going to view the page. So we saved it, good, but let's confirm it looks the way we expect it to. I'll say with images more than any other type of content in WordPress, the other type of content mainly is going to be text, but even videos. Images are more finicky. The layout can be unpredictable. So I would just make sure it looks the way you want it to when people look at the page. In this case, it looks good. It's aligned to the right. If these sentences on the left were longer sentences, then they would go right up into the logo. That's adding media to pages. How do we add a new page? Let's say you are a dentist, or you're managing a site for a dental office, and you have service 1, service 2, so you have, let's say, teeth cleaning, annual checkup, whitening, and now you offer fillings. How do we add that? Well, I'm going to go back to the dashboard by clicking on the theme demo on the top left. When you have your website, it will say the name of your business in the top left. And that takes us back to the dashboard. So we go to Pages, and we're going to add a new page. And so for fillings, I'm going to type as the title of the page, dental fillings. If you're interested in SEO, we'll have another SEO webinar coming up, and Greg can speak about that later in this webinar. One thing that's relevant about SEO when updating a site is, well, a lot. And one is you can say, instead of just dental fillings, maybe you offer dental fillings in Raleigh. And so you might want to call this page Raleigh Dental Fillings, so that when people search for Raleigh dental fillings, you show up as opposed to your competitors. In this case, we'll just call it dental fillings, and we'll type in some text here for the page to have content. We now offer this new service. And this is a little tricky. this is a new service, and we have to tell WordPress that this belongs in the services section of the website. So if you offer dental fillings and it goes under Contact Us or About, it can be relevant for those, but the best place for a service would be under Services. So the way we tell WordPress where this page lives is by assigning it a parent. And the parent in this case is Services. So we're adding a dental filling service to the Services section of the website. On the right side under Page Attributes, we're choosing the parent to be Services. Okay, let's publish this. So notice that the button says Publish instead of Update because it's the first time this page is being published. But from now on, anytime we update this page, the button will say Update. All right, let's view this page. Does it say dental fillings? Does it say we now offer this new service? It does. Great. Let's say you wanted this service to appear at the bottom of the menu. I'm just going to touch on page order and then move on to the next thing. When we edit this page, I'm going to go back to Edit. Depending on how the site is set up, every page has a page order that influences where it appears in a menu. And it's in the same page attribute section that the parent page is in. So say that we want the order to be, it can be any number. Let's say 100. All that matters is that the page order of this page is greater than the page order of all the other pages for it to appear last. If it's a page order of 0 or 1, then maybe it will appear first. But because this is a new service, we want it to appear last. We change the page order to 100. We are viewing the dental fillings page, and we see in the right sidebar this new service now appears last on the page, which is what we want. So just to recap, we just added a page. We went to the WordPress dashboard, and where it says Pages, we hovered over Pages and clicked Add New. We added a title and paragraph content to it. We assigned it to the Services section, gave it a parent of Services, and we changed the page order to be a big number, so it would appear last in the list of services offered. And you could easily integrate the service to be first or in the middle of that list, depending on what your needs are. On some sites, there's a separate functionality to update this menu at the top. On this site, it updates automatically, but on many sites, it's separate. So how do we edit this menu? What if we want services to say dental services? So someone comes to the site and they realize, oh, this is a dentist website. Or if you offer home insurance, you can change that to say home insurance or just insurance services. There's many options for updating what appears in this menu. So we're going to go to the WordPress menu editor. So we'll start by clicking on the company name in the top left, taking us back to the dashboard, and a new section. So under Appearance, there's several options. The one we'll look at now is called Menus. So the goal of this task is to change the top navigation menu. So we're going to go to Appearance, Menus, to access the menu editor. Here we see it says New Footer Menu over here. For menu name, we're going to go to the header-navigation menu, and we're going to select it. Here we have a number of options. So if the website were built to use this menu editor, then we can rearrange how the menu appears. We could say we want services to appear right after home, and we want to add a new service to the services menu. There's all sorts of ways to rearrange the menu. Most typically, you'll be adding or moving one page at a time because you'll add a new service, or you'll create a team page. Maybe you didn't have a page to show photos of your team, but now you have one, and you want people to access that from the menu at the top. If that's the case, we're going to view all the pages here on the left, and we just added the dental filling service, so we're going to check this because we want to add this to the menu now. And then there's a button here that says Add to Menu. Click Add to Menu, and where did it go? It was added to the bottom of this page, dental fillings. So how do we get this to appear under Services? Well, we hold down the mouse button, we drag it up, and now it appears under Services. And just so you know, it can be indented or it could be standalone on the very left side. What that determines is if it appears in a drop-down menu or if it's a main navigation menu item. So in this case, this is a service, but if you wanted to add something like, instead of services, let's say you had products, and that's something new that's offered, then we would add products and make sure it appears all the way to the left, like the home, about, services, blog, and contact appear. Because this site doesn't use a menu editor, we won't see the change, but on sites that do, the order of the menu in that menu editor will affect how it appears to people visiting the site. All right, let's talk about the blog. A blog is a place for your company or organization to publish news articles. So these can be press releases, new hires, industry news. How does the election affect your business? It can be anything that you can add to here. The goal of it is to get people engaged with your site, to show Google and site visitors that you're updating the site regularly, that you're a current company, and that you have newsworthy things to publish. So we're going to add a new blog post. What's neat is as soon as you add a new blog post, it shows up at the top of this blog page automatically. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to add it to any menu or change how this page looks. It automatically appears here. So we're going to go back to the WordPress dashboard, and we're going to add a new blog post. So posts are highly similar to pages, but they are different in WordPress. So we're going to go to Posts, and we're going to add a new blog post. And let's say this is going to be a press release. Let's say for TheeDigital, it could be Greg Heyer hosts SEO webinar in November. So that's our press release. Second monthly SEO webinar in November. And what date will that be? Let's say the webinar will be in the middle of November. It'll be on November 15th. Great. So this could be a press release or just news. And I'm going to add at 1 p.m. Great. On the right side, where it says categories, we can choose if this is a press release. Is it a company news? Is it announcements? And if we don't see the option we want to see, we can always add a new category. In this case, company news is fine, and so we'll leave it the way it is. We're going to click Publish. Great, and now we're going to view the post. So we see the heading we gave it is at the top. The text appears here. This looks a lot like a page. This stuff at the bottom would typically appear on the right side. So we're going to go to blog to see, does this appear at the top? And it does. So just to recap what we just did, we added a new blog post. We gave it a title, Greg Heyer hosts second monthly SEO webinar in November. We gave it text. The webinar will be on November 15th. And we assigned it a category of company news, and then we published it. When we click blog, which is the page we're on now, it was automatically added to the top. A question that might come up is, well, why did we assign it to company news? What's the point of that? Well, if you have 2 or 3 categories, let's say you have press releases, new hires, new products, you can have, if someone's interested in learning just about one of those things, they can click on that category and see all of the company news or all of the products that have been announced over the past eternity, since the beginning of the website. So that's the benefit of having categories. And for those who are familiar with tags, tags work in a similar fashion. Next, we will talk about the contact form entries. So when you're building your website or editing your website or updating it, a goal should be thought about. A goal is to find out why are people on your site and how can they reach you. On the top right of this site, we have the phone number. On most websites, you'll have a contact form. And if you have a contact form, how can you see who has reached you? So the way the contact form works in this case, we use a plugin called Gravity Forms, which makes it easy for us to add a contact form to a site. So let's say someone fills this out. Say full name is webinar. I'm actually just going to use my name. Phone number is not a required field, but email address is. For the sake of this webinar, I'll use demo@TheeDigital.com as the email address, and then the message is, hey, I'd like to learn more about your upcoming webinars. But this can also be used for someone to find out more about your floral or dental services, or maybe it's to schedule a catering event. Contact forms can be used in many ways. We're going to submit this message. It says, thank you for contacting us. We will get in touch with you shortly. Okay, so someone's contacted this person. How do we see who they are? Because we want to respond to them. There's 2 ways. So we're going to go back to the dashboard, and we're going to go directly to the form where this is set up. In the case of this specific plugin, Gravity Forms, we'll click on Forms on the left side. And on this list of forms, we see just one form. It's contact form. And we see it has an ID of 1. This just means it's the first form that was set up on the site. And it has 3 entries. We want to see who these people are. So when someone fills out contact information, the person who is set up to receive that form entry, that contact, the details, the person's name and email address and message, that will be emailed to the person who should receive it. So for example, if dentalfillings.com has a contact form and you want a dental filling and you fill out that form, the dentist or the administrator who is set up to receive that will receive a message saying, this person just contacted us, and they'll be able to see the contents of your message. There's also a second part. So in addition to that email that they receive, there's also the ability for them to see the form entry on the website. And here we are. We see this is my name, Tevan Alexander. We have the email address, and this is the exact message. And we can even see where they filled out the form and the page they were on right before visiting this form, which is pretty cool. This is useful. So if over time you have different people set up to receive these messages and their email addresses change, or you don't know where those emails are, you can always come back to the forms on your website view the entries and see all the people who have contacted you. This is important because a core part of the website is to get people to reach you, and you want to make sure you're receiving the form entries and that you're able to respond to them in a timely manner, and to track this over time. All right, last part of this training before we take your questions will be users. Every WordPress website will be administered or updated by WordPress users, and every person who is updating the site should have their own account. That makes it much easier to control who is accessing the site and also who should not be accessing the site. So I would recommend not creating a basic admin account with a password of admin, because that is not secure on different levels. What you do want is to have the person's name. This is useful. Person's email address and person's name is associated with the account, with each account. So for example, we're going to add a new user to the site. And this person can be example@TheeDigital.com. But this would be your email address, or an assistant's email address, or anybody who needs to have access to the site. And a convention that we use is to have the username be the same as the email address. So these two fields at the top can be the same. And then first name is not required, but it helps keep people aware of who's editing what. So when we create this user, and let's say this user logs in and edits a page, we can see who edited what page. And that makes it easy to see maybe why things were changed, or when they were changed, were they changed on time. It's an easy way to track users, and it also keeps the site secure because each user has their own account. When choosing a password, WordPress offers a suggestion, but if you type in a password like password, it's going to tell you this is a very weak password, and it's going to make you put your tail between your legs by confirming the use of a weak password. The way to avoid that is to make up a password that is highly secure, and then just store it in a place where you can remember it, so you don't need to reset it. And you can send the user, let's say it's for someone else, you can send these login credentials to the person who you're creating the account for automatically through WordPress, and you can determine their role. So we're going to send out notes from this training in the next few days. User roles are determine who can do what on the site. An administrator can do anything. They can edit what the site looks like. They can determine who else can get into the site. They can change their security settings. Whereas an editor can publish posts and other people's posts, but they can't change what the site looks like. And an author can publish and manage posts, but only their own. So there's different levels here. Making people an administrator is good, but ideally only the people who need that. So probably only you and maybe one other person and your web design company. Everyone else can be an editor, author, or contributor. A subscriber won't be able to do much to the site. It's a little bit about user roles, and we'll have this in a guide that we'll send to you. That's WordPress, and we're now open to your questions as you have them. We're going to wait for a couple minutes to see which questions come in. If you have a question and want to submit it, there's going to be at the top a speech bubble icon. If you move your mouse to the top of your browser, This should be the second one from the left. It might appear in green. And if you click on that, a chat window will appear. And in there, you can type your question. While we're waiting for questions, I have Greg Heyer here, who will be presenting SEO at the next webinar, which will be on November 15th. I'm going to pass the mic to Greg.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you very much for coming out to the webinar today. Please remember, go ahead and ask your questions there. We actually earlier this week we held our first SEO basics webinar for WordPress. Went through a number of different basics of on-page, off-page, and technical SEO. And we would definitely love to have you come back. So mark your calendars for November 15th. That'll be Tuesday at 1 p.m. Be the second Tuesday in November. And I'm actually getting this our website up to date so that way you can sign up and get that email notification. We would definitely appreciate you signing up for that. And we'll look forward to having you there. In the meantime, if you have any questions, any questions about the webinar today or any questions about webinars that may be upcoming in the future, we are planning to have some additional topics such as email marketing, marketing automation, and also managing a WooCommerce or e-commerce store on WordPress using the plugin WooCommerce, which is actually owned by the parent company of WordPress called Automatic. If you have any topics that you're very interested in hearing about, we're definitely interested in hosting webinars based on those topics. So by all means, you can contact us directly. The best way to probably get any of us is email us at marketing@TheeDigital.com. And again, my name is Greg Heyer. I'm one of the marketing managers here, and look forward to meeting you in the future. I'll give you back to Tevan now.
Thank you, Greg. Tawana had a question about this video and audio being available to replay, and the answer is yes. And in the next few days, we'll send out both a recap. You're welcome, Tawana. We'll send a recap of this video where you'll be able to watch it again. I believe it will be on YouTube. And then also the guide, so you'll be able to follow along with the guide in front of you while watching the video. You're welcome, Tawana. Are there any other questions? If you do have questions after this webinar, do feel free to email us at marketing@TheeDigital.com, and we will get back to you. Otherwise, you will hear from us in the next few days with a link to this video and the slides from it. Thank you all for joining.